All right, El Sereno, welcome back to another episode of the El Sereno Insider Podcast. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Victor, and we have another special guest today, the amazing comedian Willie Barcena.
What's up, brother? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining, brother. Thank you for joining. Let's jump right into this, man.
All right, bro.
You're a funny guy. You've been doing this for quite a while. Tell us a little bit. Go back to the beginning, bro.
All right, the very, very beginning with me and stand-up, bro, I was 18 years old. 18 or 19. No, I was 19. I can tell you exactly. Anyways, I had these three brothers who were a good friend of mine. Their name was Victor, Gus, and Carlos. They're three brothers.
All right.
And they lived in Glendale, which, as you know, right adjacent to LA.
Yes.
And they were like, I hung out with them all the time. We would, we just shoot the shit all the time. I don't know if you're supposed to cuss. I apologize.
That's fine.
But so I always wanted to be a stand-up because I used to watch Richard Pryor. When I was a kid, and I had Cheech and Chong albums when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this idea in my head. I said, man, I'm gonna talk to this. We would all hang out, and they had like a little man cave for the three brothers, and we were there one day, and I said, hey guys, I want to be a stand-up. And they're like, wow, that's cool. You want to be a stand-up? They go, all right, why don't you perform for all three of us right now and tell us what you got, show us what you got.
Right.
So I think I had something written or maybe going off the top of my head, but I did stand up in front of the three brothers.
Oh, you did a little skit?
Yeah, in front of them.
Yeah.
And then they didn't laugh once, like in a minute or 2 minutes. And then I go, what'd you guys think? And each one of them, I remember one of them said, nah, bro, you ain't got it. And then another one goes, man, it's not funny. And then the other one said, nah, try something else, dude. This ain't for you.
It's not for you.
Yeah. So I didn't continue.
Is that right?
I didn't continue. So 19, 20, 21. And I think I didn't try again till I was 22.
Is that right?
Yeah, but for those 4 years, and then a friend of mine, this is kind of a dark story, bro, but I had, I was going to be LAPD,
All right.
and I got a DUI, and then that gets you, disqualified.
Yeah.
And I had a little apartment in Silver Lake, and I called up a friend of mine all depressed, saying like, dude, I'm gonna kill myself. You know, you're young, dude.
Yeah.
When you're young, when you're 22 years old, you think that something happens. It's the end of the world for a youngster. And then and my friend came over, and I remember I drank a whole bottle of cheap tequila. I remember it was like, remember back then? Cuervo.
Yeah.
You could buy a gallon for like $5 or whatever, probably less. So I remember drinking the whole bottle, and I vaguely remember him being there, but he left me a note. And in the note, it said, hey, man, I don't like hearing you talk like this. And then he said, why don't you become a comedian? He goes, all you do is make us laugh.
Oh.
And then from that note, I went to the Comedy Store for their open mic. And my first time I went out, I met this black guy. I forget his name. Cool black guy. Man, we were all amateurs. And he goes, hey, man. He goes, what do you say we go get something to drink? I said, yeah, let's go.
Good idea.
And there was the Pink Dot, which is like half a block from the Comedy Stores.
Yeah.
And I had never drank malt liquor before, but he bought Mickey's. And I never had a Mickey's,
School.
Before that, I think I used to drink the Tecate. It was in style back then with put the lemon on it, salt, Coronas. But I never drank malt liquor. And then he bought a 6-pack of malt liquor, and I didn't know how.
Ooh, those things are strong, right?
And then so our names came up, and then he goes up we were all pumped up. We're gonna be stars. I remember talking. I don't know how him and me and this guy really befriended each other, but it's like two guys clinging on to each other on a raft. Like, okay, man, we won't let each other drown. And so we were there, and it was his first time he went up, and I saw him like go up with so much confidence, and he sucked.
Oh, wow.
Like horrible. And like when you come out, nobody really talks to you as you're walking because it's so bad.
Because you're so bad.
Yeah. And then he goes, all right, man, because you're I think you're up next. And then they called my name. The guy on stage goes, all right, the next luck. It said good luck or what do they call it? Like luck something when you pick your name out of a thing. They called it something. So he goes, Willie Barcena, come on up. I'm standing there. I'm looking around like I'm looking for Willie.
So everybody's looking for Willie?
Yeah, I'm looking for him too. I didn't want to go, bro. And then I was at home and I said, oh man. Then I had a job, security job. And I remember I had a recorder, like the cassette.
Oh yeah.
And I went and bought myself a microphone too, bro.
Wow.
So I would tell jokes. I don't know what corny jokes I wrote. I went and I got laughs. I remember I got like 2 laughs. That's all I needed. Like maybe 5 of the jokes sucked, but 2 got laughs. And that was a rush.
That was all you needed?
And then I just said, okay, making money, telling jokes. This is what that's how it became. That's how I did it, bro. And then I'm trying to make it sound like it's easy, but no. The next 5 years, I did it for free. You
Really?
go, yeah. They call them open mics.
Okay.
And then you want to quit, man. And the white clubs would not let me in, and there was no such thing as Mexican clubs. They didn't exist.
That was non-existent, right? There were no Latino comedians, right?
The audience didn't have the guys that were big at the time. I'll tell you was Paul Rodriguez, but Paul Rodriguez was busy doing
movies
theaters,
and stuff, right? Yeah.
Movies and theaters, and then George was a headliner, like a bona fide headliner.
Okay, but
because George had done some Arsenio Halls. Mm-hmm. And he had really good material, so he was working the circuit. He was one of the only ones, and then and Mencia was barely coming up. I would talk to him. He's, I got a gig. They paid me $2,000, $4,000. Like wow,
yeah.
I was like wow, $2,000.
That's big money, especially back then, right? Shoot.
I was just like, what? He was. So it was only 3, bro. Mm-hmm. It was only 3. The rest of us were just like floating, Yeah. But these guys, Paul was making money. George was starting to make money, and Carlos was kind of like on George's on his heels.
Yeah.
And the rest of us were just trying to make it,
Right.
And then 3-4 years later, man, they had this thing in San Antonio, a big comedy festival for Latinos, which is like, that's where I met comedians from New York. I met comedians from Chicago, LA, Texas, and I was a young comic. And because I was like slowly coming up the ladder, mm-hmm. I was kind of an equal to equal, but not really, because I'm talking barely started headlining in 94, 93. Mm-hmm. And George was already a bona fide headliner. He hadn't had a special yet. And Carlos had a special before George.
Really?
Yeah. Carlos Mencia had HBO special 2 before George. And I remember one time, bro, I'll tell you this, I was at a club. I was doing comedy at the Punchline in San Francisco, and George came by, and he was always cool with bro. Mm. George was, not that he's not a regular dude now, but money alters people a little bit. I don't want to, I don't want to talk bad about George, but whatever. People change.
But success, money.
Yeah,
it changes people, man. It just does. I mean, that's the bottom line, bro.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. But I don't know. So it changes people. It changed. But he was just back then when George was still just like a regular homie,
Yeah.
But he was successful. He was relatively successful. Mm-hmm. But he hadn't got any specials yet.
Okay.
And I remember he was telling me, we're in my dressing room, and George goes, man, Willie, it's a bunch of bullshit. He goes, you know what it's like seeing Carlos Mencia get specials, and stealing, because even back then everybody
He was accused of stealing already.
Yeah, back then. Yeah, early on, bro.
No shit.
Yeah, a lot of people were.
And that's Carlos Mencia.
Carlos
right?
Mencia,
Yeah.
And George said, he goes, it's it's what it's like, man. It's like you have a good girl that doesn't cheat and goes to church, and then you have this slut that fucks everybody. This is just a slut, and everybody recognizes her as being like the favorite. And that's the analogy he gave me of when Carlos had gotten those 2 specials. And it's funny.
So was there like a competition? Was there like a is there? I mean, there's obviously something, right?
I wish there wasn't, bro, but there was, and I think Latinos inherently we're very territorial. I mean, look how many gangs we have.
Yeah.
I think Latinos are very territorial, and look at the numbers we have in a society, and we can't get together to.
It seems like we're playing like that King of the Hill or King of the Mountain.
We play King of the Hill.
You're knocking the other guy down so you can.
Yeah, so no, we've never really pushed each other to come on. And when I was young, I was very naive. I mean, I had rooms in East LA, and I'd bring everybody, man. And I felt like that was the way to be. I remember having my first big show where I put some money, was a club in Hollywood called Carlos and Charlie's. And it's not Carlos and Charlie's not there anymore. So it became something else, and this is back in the day, bro. And I remember I lost a lot of money on that one. It was my first big failure. And but little by little, man, I kept chipping away, and then and it got work.
Yeah.
I mean, I was happy, bro, that as a comedian, I was able to support a family, and we had our highs and lows financially, but for the most part, it was kind of steady.
You were always working pretty much.
I was always working, providing for, 3 sons, and my ex was obviously anybody who has a family, that's like first and foremost. But so when my kids were little, the kids were coming up, and as a young husband, making money, being successful was important to me. But more than that was being a father that was there. Because
that's difficult, though, right?
Yeah, it's
difficult. Hard to balance because you got to work. You're on the road, right?
Yeah.
So how did you manage that?
Look, bro, a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of alcohol. Yeah. I mean,
because you're living the life of, like they say, right? Like the life of a rock star, basically, right? You're on the road.
Well, that's why I drank so much, man, because there was nobody there. I mean, look, back then, so many of the comedians are passing away. Mitch Hedberg passed away. Sam Kinison passed away. And it's all during my time when I was like up and coming.
Yeah.
And these guys were already established. And one of the reasons that comedians derail, bro, a lot of them don't. So I don't want to put all comedians, because
but there's a lot of big names that did, right? They hit the alcohol, drugs.
Yeah, alcohol, yeah.
Right.
And
women.
And the reason, bro, is because there's nobody to police you, basically,
Yeah.
You're drinking, people are buying you drinks, treating
you like royalty.
and then there's the, and then the people want to go party, and then they want to take you to their restaurant, they want to take you to their bar, or the club owner themselves. Hey, man, we made so much money, man. I'm gonna take
care of you.
So
this episode is brought to you by the Cal State LA Federal Credit Union. If you're a Cal State LA alumni, a staff member, or a student, or you live in the 90032 zip code, you're from El Sereno, you live, work, or play here in El Sereno, you can become a member. So make sure you check them out on Instagram or reach out to us and join today. Thank you. So it must have been really tough not to drink, right? While you're on the road and performing.
Yeah. No, bro, it's I mean, look, there's comedians right now, that I know are having issues,
Yeah.
And for me, yeah, bro, it's a battle, bro.
Yeah.
Drinking, not drinking,
Right.
And no, man. But look, when it was all said and done, I didn't want to have that story that a lot of actors and comedians have, where their kids grew up, and you see their kids getting interviewed, and kids have no filter, bro.
Right.
And when they get interviewed, they say like,
They always-
they like, really, tell you the truth, I don't even know my dad.
Yeah.
I don't really know who he
They
is.
always thank the mom and
Yeah. But they'll say like, to be honest, he was never there.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas me, because there was such a void for me not having a dad, and I held on to that instead of letting go and saying, and counting my blessings, and understanding that my mother tried, which it took me forever to make peace with my mom, because we used to bump heads all the time. I finally did. I finally let go of that. I guess our inner child. A lot of things we do as an adult is because our inner child is wounded.
Right.
So it's funny, bro, because now in my old age, I'm starting to understand a little
better. Yeah. And just to kind of fill in the public, right? Because I know you personally, so I know the story, but you grew up, a single mother.
Yeah.
And she was also abusive, right? She was abusive.
Yeah, I used to hold it against her, man.
Yeah.
I used to, and it's funny, like up until like not less than a year ago, man, I let go of a lot of anger because I kind of,
you had to forgive her.
I forgive her.
Yeah.
I started like, praying and just something that is difficult for me to talk about, praying, because I was always borderline atheist, agnostic.
Right.
And so, yeah, when I got closer to God, I guess is when things started changing. And
started thinking differently.
Yeah, I started thinking that it's funny. It's crazy because even when you get closer to God, the devil wants to get closer to you.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
sure,
bro.
Sure. Starts tempting you with other stuff.
No, the devil comes at you, man, and literally puts evil people around you, and then you're like, now, I'm searching, like, why is this happening? And they're trying to pull you away, bro.
Yeah.
They want to
get you back.
Yeah, they want to suck you back into like, hey, like, go back to sleep.
Right.
Go back to sleep,
Yeah.
And now there was two comedians, bro, that Sam Tripoli, who headlines all over the country, good friends of Joe Rogan, that whole crowd. Jay Moore, who
he's a Genie Bus, right?
Married Genie Bus, but he's done over 20 films.
He's hilarious.
Yeah. He's a comedian, but also starred in many films. With some of the greatest actors that ever lived. And those two guys I knew were hardcore drinkers, and they did other stuff. And when I had them on my podcast, I thought, like, and they told me they were sober, and they told me they were Christians, bro. That started my...
Opened your eyes a little bit?
Well, it started my journey on wait a minute, these two crazy fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, for me, even though I was drinking and being a prior, I think I was a better father than I was a husband. I think as a husband, I give myself a D-. As a father,
that's you rating yourself.
That's me rating myself. As a father, I give myself a C.
A C?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, your son is a producer, man, and he's not on camera today, but
I don't know.
Well,
was that a good one?
is that a fair statement,
was
bro?
Was that fair? You think
he says, yeah, he'll pass him at a C.
No, yeah, I'm a C. A C is just satisfactory, man. I provide.
But I mean, when you're young and man, you try your best. You really don't know. There's no playbook for it, right? I mean, you try your best, but obviously, man, I think everybody falls short in some area, and it's just a tough thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially being young.
Yeah.
And in the profession that you chose, that's not an easy thing, man.
No.
You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta provide, right?
Yeah.
If you're not working, you're not paying the bills.
Right.
Right. So it's got to be a balance, and then you being out on the road, and then being out on the road, then there's like you said, there's alcohol for days.
Yeah, and look, bro. Look, man. I got drunk one time. I prayed to the devil, bro.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
What happened with that?
I was drunk. I was in Sacramento. And I was drunk, bro. And I looked in the mirror, and I remember praying to the devil.
Oh, shit.
And saying, like, all right, man. Because I had like writer's block.
Okay.
And I said, all right, all right. How many rice when you bid?
Yeah.
Did, bro.
No kidding.
I remember because I was so lost back then. Is when I would spend 4 days or 3 days in Sacramento. I remember it was a drunken stupor, bro. It was like
you were doing radio in Sacramento,
yeah,
right?
but I was still doing stand up. I wasn't doing the weekends, so I was still traveling the weekends. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I remember being that lost, bro. But I wouldn't do it sober. Mm-hmm. Sober, I wouldn't pray to the devil. I would go,
like crazy.
Give me some time. I got to meditate right now, the devil. Yeah. No, but I remember I have this foggy memory of saying that to the devil.
No
like,
shit. Huh?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Wow, that is crazy. You had to be. You probably were pretty lit.
That's fucked up.
And then in a probably a bad place too, right? To be. Because you said you had a writer's block.
Writer's block.
And what is that? Is that dude like to like what is that to stay like on top of your game? Do you know what I mean? Like
when you don't come up with bits, when you don't come up with ideas, or if you go like 2 weeks without coming up with something funny,
new material stuff.
Yeah, you can write a lot, but it's not going to be funny,
Right.
And yeah, it's difficult work, bro. I mean, I remember when I saw Dave Chappelle get his award. They gave him an award for like best album. It was like 8 years ago. And then he said, thank you. And he goes, the thing that you guys don't know, and he's talking to his audience, he goes, you guys don't know the hours that goes into creating a bit. And it does, bro.
Yeah.
It goes because you write and write. A lot of writing is an evolution, and when I write a good joke, because I have my good jokes that I'm proud of, and that I have lazy jokes.
Okay.
If you hear me talk about sex, or alcohol, those are my lazy jokes, bro.
Yeah.
And
I've heard you refer to those as like a low-hanging fruit.
Low-hanging fruit, bro. And sometimes I'll, when I do them, I look at the audience and I'm like looking at them, but I'm also, as I'm talking, I'm apologizing. Like, I'm sorry, I'm giving you this crap. Like this easy material. Right. I'm just lazy right now, and I haven't written anything. But
hey, and on that subject, because you're like I don't know, like an old school, like consummate, like professional comedian, man. Because you write a lot. You're big on writing, and everybody that I've talked to that's met you, the first thing they tell me is, Willie, oh man, make sure you're writing. Are you writing? Are you writing? Like that's you're big on writing, right?
Yeah.
And so you've also used when comedians now they do like what they call crowd work. That's also something that you're not.
It's
you're
so
not a big
easy.
fan of, right?
No, bro, because it's easy. Look, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite up here and not say that I haven't done it. Because going back to the alcohol, because once the alcohol kicks in, bro, the laziness kicks in.
Yeah.
So then you start like, hey man, you start pointing out people.
It's a nice outfit right there.
It's a nice outfit. Yeah. And And then, but what not all, some of the new generation, I think because they tend to have more ADD, the new generation, because they were raised on the phones, you know,
on the social media.
Yeah, and it's been proven now that this generation has a lot of those ADD, ADHD issues because of the phone, because everything's got to be quick.
Instant gratification.
To sit down and write, you know, and you're writing a bit, it's going to take time, man. And so I think it's the new comedians, because they don't have their minds aren't programmed to focus and have that discipline. They go for hey, come up on stage and you know, come up here and I want to see, you know, you kiss, girl kiss this guy, or
hump that bar stool,
hump the bar stool, and okay, pretend you know, show me how, you know, all that stuff, bro.
Right.
And then the audience loves it, bro. They're like, and they get in a frenzy, but it's really not comedy, you know.
Yeah.
You know. And I was gonna go back, and I was gonna tell you, one of the reasons I was doing, I was drinking a lot. I never did drugs. One of the reasons, not never, I did coke once. I've shared that story on stage. But
what was that? I've never heard that one.
Yeah, you've heard.
I've never heard it. Honestly, I've never heard it.
Bro. Okay.
Tell me that. Tell me that one, man.
Okay, well, I used to drink a lot because my hero, Richard Pryor, was a heavy drinker and drugs.
Yeah.
So I thought, your mind's got to be out there to write.
Yeah.
But it's not true, you know. And then Paul and George were ahead of me. You know, they were like the two guys, you know.
Yeah.
And I know that because I would go to comedy clubs like sometimes a month after George was there.
Okay.
And they would tell me, oh yeah, we had George Lopez here. Yeah, he drank like 18 shots of tequila. And I was like,
you had to top him?
So I was like, oh, fuck, so I'm gonna drink 19, you know? A fucking dumbass, I swear to God, bro. But yeah, so, but especially because of Richard, man. Richard influenced me in a good way and in a bad way, you know?
Yeah, because he was amazing, man.
He was a genius, bro. Yeah. But I think alcohol and drugs lies to artists and tells them that the reason they're successful is because of the drugs or the alcohol. But I think it's a lie that's feeding into them because they have that talent all along. Yeah. So yeah, bro, it's been a battle, brother.
Yeah, because I don't know if you want to touch on that, man, but you've been you put the brakes on the alcohol for a while now, man.
I so one day at a time, bro.
Yeah, attaboy.
I you know, for me is to keep evil away, bro. It's because I realize when I drink, people that tend to be evil get close to me. And now it's just like okay, you know, I don't want evil. I always was like a people pleaser, you know.
Yeah.
And drinking to me, I didn't go through this revelation. It was almost like the best way I could explain it is that movie with Tom Hanks. What's that movie, man? Where you know, he does all kinds of things in that movie, and right, he's with President Nixon.
When he's Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, he's a running.
So Forrest Gump. It was my drinking was like Forrest Gump, man. I drank for so many years, and then it's like when he was running, he goes, "Well, one day I just stopped, and that was it." And that's how I felt, bro.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah. That's good. And how has that been like for you, especially like with writing and performing and stuff like that? Because I know that was a big thing. You always had a couple of beers, a couple of shots before or during, you know? Okay, what's that been like so far, bro?
Well, I never wrote drunk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you always wrote early, right?
Yeah. I would write in the mornings. I never wrote drunk. I would perform drinking, you know, with alcohol.
Yeah.
But writing, never. I can't.
You're always sober.
I can't. I can't. No way I could focus.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I tried because fucking Fabian told me to take fucking mushrooms. And my son
So
told me to take mushrooms one time.
So your son was a bad influence?
Yeah, bro. He goes, hey, your mind's going to open up. Fuck, all I do is freak the fuck out, dude. I was like, fuck am I doing, you know?
So you tried to write on mushrooms?
Yeah, I was looking at the pen. The pen was fucking all wobbly. I was
Oh,
like,
man.
fuck. But, no.
Good job, Fabian.
But I guess for me, performing sober is, I guess that's been the challenge, you know.
Yeah. Are you getting used to it? Is it feeling more comfortable? Because it's got to be uncomfortable at first, right?
Yeah. It's uncomfortable, bro. Yeah, absolutely. It's a question I'm gonna ask other comedians that don't drink, you know.
Yeah.
Ask them how they dealt with that.
Because you've been doing it for 30 plus years, right? 35?
Yeah.
And to kind of do it, you're doing it a little different now, basically, right?
Yeah, bro. Listen, bro. I'm gonna just say I'm very grateful. I don't, it's funny. A comedian from Texas, because he's a Christian.
Okay.
This guy's never, since I met him, he hasn't drank. He's a comedian. He does real well. And one time we're at the comedy club. It's like 10 years ago. And he tells me, because, every city has their own little group.
Yeah.
And he's like, part of that big Texas group,
Okay.
In San Antonio.
Like everybody has a clique.
Every city has their own little clique. Yeah. And I remember this comedian comes up to me and goes, hey, Willie, do you know, we were all talking about you the other day. And I thought he was going to say something cool,
Yeah.
I go, what'd you guys say? Yeah, we can't believe you're still alive, man. The way you drink, And I was like, I laughed, but I was like, what the fuck?
That's not that fucking funny, bro.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. So, because obviously you've been doing this a long time, and you touched on, I want to touch on your career, man, right? Because you've been killing it. You have the record for.
Well, for the Latino,
yeah.
not Latino with the most Tonight shows.
That's pretty impressive, man.
With Jay.
With Jay Leno?
Yeah. So, and I think, comedians, when we're not guided, we find things. While the ones that are not grounded, I think we find things to feel bad about. I think we comedians always want to be, because alcohol and that stuff, we're unhappy. Alcohol makes you unhappy. It starts out, it's a depressant.
It's a downer.
I mean, it starts out like, all right, party. But when the alcohol kicks in, it's literally a depressant.
Yeah, for sure.
And so for me, because I drank so much, I would always find the sadness in anything. And I think I sabotaged myself.
Self-sabotage?
Yeah, for sure. Because
what's an example of that? What?
Well, when I was young, I was into acting, right? I was okay actor. I really didn't care about that much, but had did like a little episode of the Wayans Brothers back in the day.
Cool. Yeah.
And then I did a little episode of Moesha.
All right.
And then I was in a movie. I got a scene in a movie with Billy Zane, and Billy Zane had just come off the Titanic.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So each time I did something, I would. Okay, you shoot it, you're done, you go home, and then obviously here comes the alcohol, and you're thinking about, why am I not more successful?
Okay.
Instead of, man, thank you
for the opportunity.
Yeah. So I think the energy that I put out, or the energy that I would give to to anything, because to receive, you have to have open heart, right? You have to be open to receive. Mm-hmm. But when you're complaining and bitching about things, who the hell wants to give you anything? Right,
kind of cutting yourself short.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you find yourself doing that a lot?
No, I would still what still blows my mind, because I don't know how George became so successful. Because he's always complaining, bro. He's like the antithesis of all that. Like, you know, they say there's an exception to every rule.
Yeah.
Because like George, let's talk about George Lopez. And I mean this in the most humorous way, bro. I'm not dogging George at all. But George could have like...
That sounds like you're about to dog him, bro.
No, not at all. No. George has millions, right?
Yeah.
And he still like finds things to bitch about. And then he could have, he's had a couple TV shows, you know, a few.
Yeah.
And he's still complaining. And I don't know, you know, because then if you think of my theory, it goes out the window.
For him.
Yeah, for him. Yeah.
Because he was known not to help comics come along or come up, right? He was.
Yeah,
I mean,
George,
that's what I've heard, and some of the scoop, but he got a bad rap for that.
He was like that. I don't know. It was because I actually said this to his face, bro. So
you were on his podcast.
Yeah, I was on
right?
his podcast, but I wouldn't say anything to George. That I wouldn't say anything about George that I wouldn't say
to his face.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
because
cool,
I did
right?
bring this up in this podcast. I said, hey, do you think one of the reasons, I think I said that you didn't know how to share was because you were an only kid. I don't know if I said that on the studio
or to him.
or when we were off camera, but I remember telling him that, and so I just think he never really learned how to share, man. I remember it blew my mind when I was a young comic. So excited, bro. It's 92.
Yeah.
And I got my first, it was either opening or feature. And it was at the Brea Improv. And remember, this is 92, 93. And I went there, and this George Lopez's name is big, man. And then so as soon as I walk in, the manager's waiting for me. And I'm like, what's going on? You know, because I was going to go back to the green room.
Right.
And he goes, George Lopez doesn't work with other Latinos.
Really?
And I was like, really? I'm sorry, we didn't know. You know, we didn't know that he wouldn't want you to work with him. But here's your check for the rest of the week.
Really?
So they gave him a little check. I left, never went in and said hi to him. But that stayed with me, I guess,
That's
a little bit.
pretty crazy, though, right?
Yeah, but then you see, and then remember I told you they had that Latino film festival?
Yeah.
Or Latino comedy festival, I'm sorry. And I saw him there, and even though that had happened, he came up to me, embraced me, gave me a hug. We actually hung out a little bit.
Really?
So that was like a year later. So I was always like, George is just... no, it's just like all of us, bro. We're all wounded spiritually.
Yeah.
Unless we go get some help.
This episode is also brought to you by the AR Legal Team. If you're involved in a traffic accident and you're injured, they can help you out. They can walk you through the process, getting you to a doctor, helping you with your medical bills, getting your car repaired, and getting you the compensation that you deserve. If you have any questions, please reach out. If you're already seeing an attorney and you need a free second opinion, reach out to them directly or send us a DM. Let them help you out. Thank you. So Willie, you went to Marshall, man. You went to Marshall High School, which was in our division. Wilson. We're Wilson people here in El Sereno.
Yeah.
But you somehow ended up connected to the neighborhood here in El Sereno. How did that come about?
Well, I had a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend that I fell in love with when I was a teenager. I think I was 18 or 19. I wasn't doing stand-up, but I hung around in El Sereno a lot because of her. And anyway, her name was Shirley. Right?
Oh, okay.
I think,
we got a name. All right.
Yeah. And you're a kid, you're in love.
For sure.
And that's why I was down here. I would come down here all the time. I had a bug, and I would, like those disco bugs.
Back in the day,
back in the day, bro. I'd come pick her up, and then, and so this El Sereno area. I actually got a job. I think it has a different name now, but it used to be called the Boys Market.
The Boys Market. It's a food for less now.
Food for less.
Yeah.
It was a Boys Market.
Boys Market at one time. Yeah.
And I got a job there, bro. as a what do you call it, box boy?
Box boy, yeah.
Just so I can be by her. Because I lived all the way to like Silver Lake.
Silver Lake.
But I could have got a job over there. But I wanted to be by her and you're a kid, man. And then you guys, there was always parties.
Parties, right? We were known for backyard parties.
You guys always had a lot of backyard parties. And I remember I used to go pick her up from Wilson High School.
Right?
Yeah, because she was a senior and I had graduated.
Okay.
And I remember I worked for my friend. My friend owned the body shop. And I used to go pick up parts in this junky old truck. But I had no shame, bro. I mean, this truck was junky, dude. And it's
like a Sanford
Son. Yeah, Sanford, but worse. And I remember once, and I would purposely park it in front of the school.
Really?
Like there, bro. All the dudes were with their cool cars, but I would take, and she'd get so embarrassed, bro. She'd act like she didn't see me, and she'd walk down the hill. And then I'd have to go follow her. I go, come on, get in, man. And then she would get in when nobody was looking.
Oh, that's funny. Because I heard she was a very pretty girl back then.
It's pretty. No. I seen Shirley not too long ago. She's still very pretty. She's in shape. She some women let themselves go. She's still funny. I remember one of the things about her, she used to make me laugh. Teenage girlfriend,
yeah,
bro.
You're a kid, yeah.
Yeah.
Puppy love, man.
Puppy love. But yeah. El Sereno, bro.
So you were cruising the area, Wilson High School.
They had these guys. They were like, they called themselves the Poplar Boys.
The Poplar Boys, yeah.
And they would just throw parties. They weren't a gang or anything.
No,
they would just throw parties.
A little party crew.
Yeah, little party crew, bro.
Yeah.
But no, bro, I got nothing but love for El Sereno. I actually, I remember, because I dated a couple girls from El Sereno. Because then I got to meet people in this area.
Yeah.
So like when she broke up with me, I would go to parties and meet other girls from El Sereno.
Yeah.
So it brought me back. Yeah.
So you were always connected, man.
I was connected. I only had one girlfriend. Like I would call her a girlfriend, was Shirley, right? Mm-hmm. And then like two other girls that I could call them girlfriends, but I went out with them a little bit as a teenager.
Right.
Because I was 19, 20.
You're a kid, yeah.
Yeah. But that's my El Sereno connection, bro.
Yeah. Hey, were you at that age where the Copacabana was going on? Did you ever hit that spot?
Copa was a trip, dude. I think they have condos or apartments there now.
Yeah, their new condos is right off Soto, where Soto and Mission kind of hit.
Yeah, that club was weird, bro, because if you look up, it looked like the ceiling was going to fall on you. Yeah. Because everything was like literally breaking down.
It was.
I don't even know how they got electricity in there.
Yeah.
But it was right there on Huntington Drive, and right before you hit
Soto,
Broadway.
Mission, yeah.
Soto, yeah.
And it was there used to be a market there, the Food Bargain, right next door.
Yeah. It used to be. They took that down too.
And
put
their condos now.
Those are condos?
Yeah, yep. They closed that street off right there.
Yeah,
That was a big popular spot, man.
No, that was I like I said, like my late teens were there, probably early 20s. I was there, and actually I hung around here so much, bro. My mom came and told Shirley's mom it was embarrassing. She goes, "Can you tell my son when he's around here to go home?" I was embarrassing.
Send him home.
Yeah, I was embarrassing,
Send him home.
dude.
That's too funny, man.
I remember yelling at my mom, "Hey, I'm not 12 years old."
Yeah,
yeah, dude. And then Shirley's mom never let me live it down. She goes, "Hey, is your mom going to come again?"
Oh.
Tu mamá vino y te dijo que te corría cuando estés. I was like, oh, that's so embarrassing, dude.
That's funny. Hey, so then you take that bag, you're doing your stuff, and then you end up back near, not actually El Sereno, but South Pasadena, which is close to El Sereno.
Well, what happened was, I had a big divorce, 2020, a big breakup. A lot of things went wrong, and I had to regroup and slowly, and I would say, kind of like a team effort with my son, with Fabian. we started kind of building back the career.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready to retire. And when I mean retire, when a comedian says retire, I was just ready to just stay on the ships.
Oh, is that right?
Like do comedy on the ships.
Yeah.
Because comedians that do ships, they live on them, bro. Like forever.
Really?
Yeah, because they pay for your flights. You don't pay for a hotel. They pay for all your
everything.
meals.
Yeah, wow.
You know, you're traveling the world.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting paid decent money. So I was ready to do that, and then my son Fabian, had this idea,
Mm-hmm.
and then we started working together, and then slowly, kind of had a resurgence
Awesome.
from that. So yeah, that's
Awesome. And your son, we just talked about your son. You guys have met him. He's produced a couple of our shows. He's been on it. But he does your social media.
He does everything.
He does all your producing.
Well, he does the video. I don't want to give him all the credit. He does. Yeah. He does the video. No,
he does a lot, bro.
Because DJ does a lot of work. Between him and DJ, I gotta give DJ his props too.
Yeah.
Between them two, they work as a team.
Yeah.
So we all work as a team. So that's basically the team, yeah, bro.
That's awesome. And I just fill you guys in. I met Willie Barcena at Charlie's Trio.
Yeah.
We were having it was like a Sunday, having a couple of beers there, me and Big Mondo.
That's when you were drinking.
Yeah, I was drinking at that time.
The audience knows.
No, they don't know.
Okay,
It's, yeah, but it's I've been on a break as well.
Yeah.
But we were at Charlie's Trio having a couple of beers on a Sunday, and I see this guy walks in, and we're in the bar section, and I go, man, that's Willie. I go, hey, Willie.
Yeah.
And you turn, right?
Yeah.
I go, hey, bro, you Willie, right? Willie Barcena? You're like, yeah. I go, hey, bro, you want to have a seat, have a beer?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah. You had just moved into the area at that time, right?
Yeah, and that's the worst thing I could ever have done. Should have ignored you.
Should have ignored you,
Yeah,
bro.
should have just kept walking. Yeah, thank you, bye.
You should have never accepted the beer, bro.
Nah.
That's messed up, bro.
No, bro, this is good, man. No, but
That was probably one of your biggest blessings right there, bro.
right. Yeah.
So we met at CT's, and then we've hung out in certain areas, right?
Yeah.
We used to hang out at there's a bar that we've been to, and it's not in El Sereno, but it's basically an El Sereno bar, JD's. Right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite meal there, man?
The steak sandwich.
The steak sandwich is fire.
Steak sandwich,
right?
steak tacos. Yeah, that guy picked for like being a little dive, man. That guy, whoever he gets,
Sergio took it
wherever
over.
he gets his meat from, man, they hook him up.
Yeah, we've had some good times in there.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro.
Yeah. What's your other spot you like to eat here in El Sereno, bro?
El Taquito.
El Taquito.
It's a really good spot. El Taquito. So, for all you El Sereno people, El Taquito holds it down, man.
Yeah,
Number love.
Jesse's great, man. The tacos are good. Yeah, the Mexican spot.
Yeah, 30-30.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's called 30-30. It's on Alhambra.
It's on Alhambra, right on
El Sereno.
Lombardi.
Yeah, it's like a little stand. Yeah. The food in El Sereno, bro. It's,
Roman.
You guys have a lot of good little restaurants, little hidden gems.
Good spots, man. It's almost like homemade, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, you've had some ideas about the neighborhood. You've actually shared with me a couple of times. He's complained to me like I'm the mayor or something, but he said part of the homeless encampments you've seen. And
no, I don't know, because it's El Sereno. If you break down El Sereno, like the main streets, I think what I see, from like being an outsider, is that I don't know if there's not enough trash cans, or people are not picking up their trash in the sidewalks, because El Sereno, is nice.
Yeah.
But I think if what I shared with you is, because you're in touch with the politicians, is why don't you guys have like a cleanup campaign?
Yeah.
And kind of like beautify El Sereno.
For sure. Yeah.
So that was when when you and I like talked. That's when
bullshitting. Yeah, because you come in off of Huntington Drive, right? So it's a main thoroughfare coming in, coming out. Alhambra Avenue, same thing. We've had some issues, and hopefully we'll start working on some of those and and having some, like you said, some of these volunteer cleanups going on. But it's definitely a good idea. Because obviously our community, man, it's a beautiful place and just needs a little love and attention, man.
Yeah, man. A little TLC, man.
Yeah,
you know, we'll go a long way with El Sereno.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, and real quick, man, the Mariscos, we had some micheladas there at that spot. The Mariscos, El Cora.
Right.
Shout out to them. They had some great micheladas. Now they're with non-alcohol beers, but. Yeah, they're still good. But look, man, I want to thank you. Thank you for joining us, sharing your story with us or part of your story, and thank you for sharing your studio with us, man. Your producer, you've been he's actually a pretty good guy. He's actually a pretty good friend, man. But where can people check you out? Where can people see you, man?
Man, I'm traveling. I'm in Texas, coming up in Texas this week, right?
Hey,
we're in San Antonio and then McAllen.
But you're gonna be local. You're gonna be in Covina soon, right?
Well, New Year's week. I think the 26th through the 1st.
Okay.
I'm in the Laugh Factory.
Awesome, and that's always a big hit. You always sell that show out. Yeah. It's like 4 days or something like that, right?
It's always a good crowd, bro.
Always a good crowd selling that out. And then your podcast also is.
Yeah, it's on Wednesdays. It's called Willie Barcena's Drop-In. So
come in. It's under this, man. Yeah. We hit it. But check it out. Make sure you check it out. If you go back to some of his old podcasts, you'll see. You'll see Daddy in there. Yeah, Varsity Vic. Yeah. Hey, so I want to thank you guys for joining us on another episode of the El Sereno Insider Podcast. Thank you for joining us. Again, we appreciate you. If there's anybody you want to see, anything you want to learn, anything you want information on, get a hold of us, and let's make that happen. Again, Willie, thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Thank you.